Może ja będę stał z tym dymie, czy nie?
Spokojnie. Później jak będę sztuki to...
Teraz to ja go załączę. Czym chodzi?
Sure. Let me put these away so nobody's behind me. Because I dropped these twice.
I'm trying not to get your butt wet.
It's okay, it's okay. We are all wet today, so no problem.
A skąd z Polski?
Co ja muszę pod Krakowem,
Aha.
więc...
No to takie ładne tereny. Ja lubię górzyste tereny Radom, to nie da.
I'm gonna get the top of your head. Okay, I'm gonna try not to crush.
Angielski skąd? Ze szkoły, czy jak?
Chcę angielski ze szkoły.
No bo tak przeważnie ze szkoły to taki jest biedny ten angielski.
Wiesz co, rodzice moi inwestowali jakby od zawsze i jakieś tam były prywatne lekcje, więc uczyłam się trochę więcej z moim bratem, byliśmy wpisywani na lekcje.
To dobrze.
Bardzo im dziękuję do tej pory. No i tak się narodziła ta miłość do języków, później już tego angielskiego się sama, wiesz, z chęcią uczyła. A później skończyłam filologię włoską, więc oprowadzam też po włosku.
O, no
Mam
to-
czasem
to
włosku,
super.
więc...
A jako w Polsce jako tłumacz na przykład jakby pracować?
Ja miałam specjalizację pedagogiczną, więc mogłabym uczyć języka, tak, ale no, też w międzyczasie zrobiłam jakieś tam kursy pilota wycieczek, więc to mnie zainteresowało. No i później stwierdziłam, że no dobra, pracowałam w Krakowie, ale wiesz, Wieliczka, Oświęcim, no ile można.
No tak.
Więc ostatecznie stwierdziłam, że spróbuję za granicą, no i powysyłałam jakieś CV, no i akurat ta firma się otwierała. Zaprosili mnie na rozmowę, wszystko ok. I później zrobili nam treningi, wiesz, ja nie byłam żadnym ekspertem przecież od Norwegii. No ale wiesz, krok po kroku wszystkiego się nauczyliśmy i tak zostało. Także no, jakby dla mnie praca w Polsce jest, czy jakieś korporacje, firmy włoskie i tak dalej, to można jakby znaleźć pracę. No ale wiem, no, chciałam jeszcze czegoś spróbować.
Na pewno.
Na razie jeszcze sobie daję trochę czasu na
No,
taki okres.
ja wyjechałem po studiach, skończyłem magisterkę, obroniłem w 2008 i od razu wyjechałem do Norwegii, nigdy nie pracowałem w Polsce. No. Także w sumie tak jakoś nie.
A to w którym momencie przyjechałeś?
No 2008 to był jeszcze po angielski wystarczał. Ja teraz jako do pracy wszędzie wymagałem angielskiego.
I'm gonna go talk to these guys. I'll
It's
be right
okay,
back.
man. We are still waiting for all the guests, so.
Yeah, we were a bit early.
Well, I'm not.
We tried to be early so we wouldn't cause, and catch the crowd.
That's fine.
I get in the way of everybody else.
No.
I try to go early so I don't get in their way.
Ja dużo podróżowałem, w 63 krajach świata byłem, ale teraz nie podróżuję już tak, nie. 10 lat w Norwegii to już. No, w zeszłym roku byłem w Paragwaju, nie? Tam w sumie krótko z takim kolegą polecieliśmy. 12 dni.
Gotta have one day like this, right?
Well, it started raining yesterday.
Yeah, is it expected to continue?
Oh no.
No, yes. We've had glorious weather so far.
Yeah, I know. I met you in Flom. I was working with your team in Flom. So yeah, that day it was beautiful.
Yeah,
Days
it was.
ago.
Yeah,
It was very
Lovely.
yeah. We did the overland tour from Hellisitz to, am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Hellisitz to Geiranger.
Geiranger.
Say that again.
Geiranger.
Geiranger.
whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Important it was beautiful.
The one that starts with G. Yeah, and that was a beautiful trip too.
Good thing.
Yeah, my daughter travels quite a bit, and she said there's never a bad day in Norway, only bad clothing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Clothing choices is what she said. Only bad clothing choices.
That's what they say here. That's what
Yep.
they say.
So we have lived it. We're going to live it. I'm just glad we have waterproof stuff. So yay. Alrighty. I even have a raincoat for my camera.
powiem Ci, że ja też kocham podróżować. Tak naprawdę wszystkie te pieniądze, które zarabiam tutaj, które wydaję.
Gdzieś tu, tam. Dlaczego nie?
Właśnie w tamtym roku pracowałam non-stop tutaj cały sezon, miałam tę pracę, jeszcze 2 inne, więc naprawdę non-stop, prawie bez żadnego dnia wolnego.
To się zarobiło trochę,
To się
nie?
trochę odłożyło, no i to mi pozwoliło potem właśnie nie pracować, tylko podróżować. Ale jak to z pieniędzmi szybko się kończą.
No ja podróżowałem dookoła świata rowerem w latach 98-2000, nie? Ale to były inne czasy, wiesz, później jak się ma rodzinę, to już się taki już na obowiązek. Zresztą też się nie chce. No tyle, że byłem no teraz, ale to krótki wyskok do tego Paragwaju, nie 12 dni. Ten kolega chce, żebyśmy wyskoczyli do Ekwadoru. Przecież ja byłem w Ekwadorze 20 lat temu, nie? No i tak nie. Także no teraz to już tylko tak, praca, dom, no i tak.
Inne priorytety.
No, inaczej. Ale to trzeba wykorzystać właśnie ten czas, nie? Jak to możliwość polecieć tu, polecieć tam. Ja praktycznie oprócz Australii, no to byłem na wszystkich kontynentach. I no nie byłem na Antarktydzie też. No dobry był to czas. No. Wtedy były inne czasy. O teraz niedawno Polaka zamordowali w Meksyku. Na rowerze podróżował.
You want your gloves?
No ja właśnie byłam w Meksyku z moim chłopakiem teraz w styczniu, byliśmy prawie cały miesiąc.
No.
On jest Włochem, ale jest zakochany w Meksyku, jeździ tam co roku, nauczył się hiszpańskiego i tak dalej. No i powiedział mi, musimy do tego Meksyku w końcu pojechać. Ja tam nigdy nie byłam. No pojechaliśmy, wiesz, jestem otwarta na każdą propozycję. Pięknie, wspaniale, cudowne jedzenie, wspaniali ludzie, ale uważam, że jest tam totalnie niebezpiecznie, naprawdę. Jak codziennie czytaliśmy gazety, codziennie jakieś morderstwa, po prostu krew na pierwszej stronie gazet. Z kimkolwiek nie rozmawialiśmy, no to każdy nam mówił o jakichś tam czyhających niebezpieczeństwach. Oni widzisz na ulicy i cię po prostu pomylą z kimś, kogo szukają, cię zastrzelą.
Mhm. Tak, dlatego... No i ten chłopak zginął w Chiapas, nie? Tam my podróżowaliśmy przez Chiapas, ale mieliśmy eskortę policji.
Beautiful day.
Yep, rainy. Normal Bergen weather.
This is not 75 miles an hour wind.
Better shake the water off.
Hello.
To była jakaś bardziej zorganizowana grupa rowerowa, wasza?
No, my byliśmy taką zorganizowaną, to był rajd pokoju dookoła świata, już wielki milenijny rajd pokoju. No i tam to było tak pod patronatem UNESCO. Także... No i to fajnie było, a teraz w ogóle na rower nie wsiadam, nie? Welcome.
Same thing.
A to twój chłopak też pracuje jako przewodnik tu?
Poznaliśmy się tutaj w ogóle.
Aha.
3 lata temu.
Aha. No fajnie, nie?
Jeszcze nie mam w Bergamo, pracuję z barmanem i pracuję w hotelu pod Oslo. Hello sir, room number 14.
We will change on bus. Our friends are in the other bus.
I'm not sure if you can do it. One second.
City sites in Mount Flyen.
Is it possible to change our bus?
Have you got family on that bus?
Okay.
But that bus is full, so just stay on this bus.
Etc.
Sites in Mount Flyen. No, this is Bergen on foot.
We're all wet, aren't we?
Welcome.
That's Bergen on foot.
Ile będzie ludzi?
Dużo, 43.
To są ze Stanów, czy...
Już po francusku słyszę, że mówią, więc nie wiem, co oni zrozumieją. Zazwyczaj Francuzi nie za bardzo.
No właśnie, no, ja nie lubię angielskiego.
Ale nie, bo to Amerykanie mówią. Chociaż na poprzednim wycieczce miałam też Brytyjczyków, bo mówili z takim brytyjskim.
To dobre napiwki zawsze. Nie zawsze.
Może teraz coś nam rzucą, ale teraz jak miałam wycieczkę na nogach, chodziłam, no to wiesz, no tak żegnasz tylu ludzi w tym centrum, no to tak nie za bardzo, to tam parę osób mi dało po prostu napiwki, ale ten statek dobre daje napiwki. Jak byłam ostatnio we Flom 2 dni temu, oni tam byli, no to powiem Ci, że wysypali kasę.
Ale to z wycieczką też autobusem, czy
Autobusem.
też tam w okolicach?
Zaczęliśmy autobusem, z Flom jechaliśmy zobaczyć wodospad Widofosen i później do Vos, tam mieliśmy land. No i to był koniec już w autobusie i dali napiwki kierowcy. Jadłam lunch z kierowcą.
You know more or less how many we have so far?
Not so much.
Okay, just count heads. Don't worry about the tickets
Okay.
for now. Heads are easier for.
Yeah.
To mówisz, kierowcy dali napiwki, a tobie nie dali? Czy...
Słuchaj, no i jemu dali, powiedzieli, że już nie będą więcej w autobusie. No i siedziałam na randce z tym kierowcą i w ogóle wyjął te pieniądze i chciał się ze mną dzielić. Ja mówię, że no ja się dzielę zawsze pół na pół, bo taki jest układ fair dla mnie. Ale że nie musisz mi dawać tych pieniędzy, bo ja jeszcze nie skończyłam wycieczki, więc może później ja też coś dostanę. No i podzielił się ze mną tymi pieniędzmi i powiedział, że muszę je zabrać. No i dali nam, bo nie wiem, tam 300 czy 400 koron, więc to podzieliliśmy. No i potem ja kontynuowałam wycieczkę, już z Vos braliśmy pociąg do Myrdal i potem stamtąd Flomsbana do Flom. Więc 2 pociągi, no i potem ich pożegnałam, skończyliśmy. No i zostawili mi jeszcze prawie 800 koron. Czaisz? No już nie mogłam podzielić tych pieniędzy, bo kierowcy nie było.
No tak, to w sumie jak on miał to mówić 300 wtedy, to mógł to zatrzymać, bo to wydali 800.
Ja mu tak powiedziałam, że tak będzie fair, no bo potem pewno coś dodadzą. Hello sir, number 14.
Soggy.
Thank you so much, welcome. Hello, hi.
Hi, you want to go?
Yes ma'am. I will take the card. Thank you so much, welcome.
So it didn't hurt to agitate to come outside.
Hi, hello, how are you? Just fine. Do you have the tickets? Of course. Yeah, I will need the part of the ticket. This is for me, this is for you. Please welcome. Thank you. Hello. Hello. May I have the tickets, please? He has them. Okay. Thank you, sir. Here we are. So thank you so much. Hello. Hi. Yes. Hello, sir. Hello. Thank you so much. Hello, ma'am. How are you? Wet. Wet. Yes, me too. Thank you. Thank you so much. Welcome. Mom. Thank you so much. Here you are. Please welcome. Hello.
A kierowca był nowy, czy...
Bardzo był w porządku. No i wiesz, no mówię mu, że ja nie chcę tych pieniędzy. Nie powinna bierz te pieniądze. No więc jak ktoś mi wciska pieniądze do ręki, no to wiesz.
No to biorę.
No to biorę. Ale...
Zgadza się.
Okej, na razie mam 30. Powinniśmy mieć 43 osoby.
I jeszcze 13.
It just kind of frightening the right side. This side. So who actually has the diamond? We didn't win that diamond.
You didn't?
Na razie 30.
No.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? It's pretty nice.
To w sumie robisz te tury też i w tym flom, tak?
No to są jedne strony. 30
Three little bitty, lightning.
Very so much. Like,
Mikrofon jest wyłączony,
I
bo
mean,
huczy.
that's what they led you to.
Yeah.
And then you had to listen to the whole presentation.
That wasn't as bad.
To w sumie fajnie, nie? Tym przewodnikiem być.
Yeah,
Fajna
we
praca.
got,
Ja zawsze mówię, że to jest cudowna praca i tu się coś nie
we
dzieje.
didn't go to any of them, but we're still getting
Masz jakiś problem z pasażerami, tak?
I can't believe
Coś z autobusem, czy...
because I was telling my husband,
But it was a bit different.
They could have been.
right.
They have to say nobody paid attention.
How are you?
Hold on. We have a walking tour, but we're gonna switch.
Wanted to see the rain.
And they said, I mean, there's a raffle for a diamond. That's what this could really be. I mean, I know.
To me, that's
I had no clue. I just guessed any number. Yeah.
For now, I have 30
Wow.
people.
Wow.
With this,
But you know, the girl was really interesting. Somebody came in with tickets and it was like, this time was 8:40 and the time was 8:30. But they had already pulled.
So this one is
out,
like,
so
sir,
wasn't paid
it's
yet.
just like a little bit of different price. So I just need to see.
They should be able to put their tickets in there. I was telling her, I said, all about diamonds and stuff. She shushed us. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I did tell someone that was kind of walking around. And I said, right. And I was like, I don't know if he's going to stay on, but we'll oh, yeah, there you go.
Oh, sorry.
We'll find out. I'm with you. But, you know, I did tell him, and he said he was going to address it. But, I mean, he was like, shushed us. Yeah, right, right.
But I didn't.
Oh, I don't remember.
Oh, yeah. Over and over.
Yeah. Well, I'm so I mean, because I was thinking, I'm like, tell my husband which one's going to get the diamond. I wonder which one they might have to share. They might have. I'll take one weekend, you take it the other weekend.
We might have fun. Yeah. She probably went
Well, she looks good in green. Yeah, the little jade looks kind of like a tube.
Yeah.
You know, a little long.
Exactly. And you're
today.
And you're here.
It's not like it's.
I know.
But it's better than Cinderella. It's better than, you know.
Exactly.
So wait, how long
Exactly.
was the presentation? Last night, everybody should talk for a long time.
The art, we just didn't have.
Okay. How long?
Over an hour.
And
know, I think it was over 2 hours.
Now we like not getting that.
Yeah, and I'm not wasting I might waste it.
Right, not that way.
But it was fun to see. Yeah, now I know more about it. So that was I know. I do like that. Classes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Instead of 50 pounds.
Nobody will know the difference.
That's fine.
Put it in nice writing.
I got all my own pictures.
That's right. Pictures of family. That's all.
No,
we have.
memories. I think too.
Oh, do you think? You know, we're watching do you know if they're going to do that again? And I would think that any day it'd probably be the last day to do it. Let's see. Oh, we do that every year with my daughter. Yeah. But the,
Wszyscy muszą mieć naklejki, tak?
Co muszą, bo fajnie, żebym ja widziała, że oni są w mojej grupie.
and it's gotten big. I think it's like we're in the 17th that we've been doing that. But
Czasami te naklejki mu odpadają.
Wiem, bardzo szybko to wypadnie dzisiaj, bo wszystko jest mokre.
Nie znam, no, w ogóle nie trzeba.
everybody doesn't eat the same way or do the same thing. You figure out how to do it.
Ale to masz ten znak. To
Tak, tak, nie, ja mam tak, chciałam spróbować.
Like
jeszcze czekamy, nie?
so after you put the plaster, then and then
A w tym, w Krakowie, w Wieliczce też dawali napiwki? Może nie.
Co? Ja pracowałam głównie z Włochami, więc oni w ogóle nie dają napiwków, oni cię tylko ściskają, całują, zostawiają ci swoje kontakty, mówią, Paulina, jak będziesz na Włoszech, przyjedź, zapraszamy na pizzę, bla bla bla. Wiesz, to jest wszystko gadanie. Znaczy to jest wszystko przyjemne, no bo jakby dobrze się z tym czujesz, ale nie zostawiało pieniędzy.
To samo jest z Hiszpanami, z Portugalczykami i z Niemcami też są. Jedynie Amerykanie. A, wiesz co, ja w sumie też i czasami Chińczyki, Koreańczyki, te wiesz, te Azja.
But it's not good. But if you love to do it, I mean,
Ale Amerykanie najlepiej. No, oni są nauczeni jednak, żeby to oceniać.
Ja w sumie spędziłem w Stanach.
I have 32 guests.
32. Okay, I don't think we're gonna get any more. How many tickets do you have?
32.
Perfect. Just write on the back of the ticket your bus number and the number of tickets, and then you can go.
Okay.
O, co nie czekamy na ludzi. Może nie chcieli przyjść, a kupili bilety? Czyli co, pieniądze im przepadają, tak?
Już ich to chyba nie obchodzi w ogóle. $100 w tą stronę, 100 w tamtą.
I don't want to redo.
A to taka wieczyczka ile stówek kosztuje?
No podejrzewam, że gdzieś tak. Okay, I have 32 plus 1 infant.
Okay. All right. You're good to go.
Yeah, thank you.
So this is 14.
Wiesz, jak wolno, to szybciej to będziesz mówić, nie? Chcesz tam przyjechać, wolno, szybciej.
Mam na 17 do pracy w innej, więc muszę już odbyć. O 16 musimy spodziewać.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Bergen. My name is Paulina, and today I will be your guide. I would like to introduce you to our driver. His name is Sławek, and he will be guiding. He will be driving us around. Before we start, I just wanted to remind you to fasten your seatbelts. It's extremely important in Norway. Of course, it's for our safety, but there are also some fines that are quite high. So just to avoid it, let's fasten our seatbelts, okay? Thank you so much. So now I will tell you about our program, and we will start.
nic nie szkodzi. Co tu jedzie?
Zaczniemy naokoło, tak? Wrócimy do centrum.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, the weather is not perfect today. Well, I had already had another tour in the morning, and it was a walking tour. So you are very fortunate that you took this one, because we will be partly by bus and we will be walking, but just a little bit. But mostly we will stay on the bus. So, well, I'm all wet. My tourists in the morning were all wet, but they were happy and they enjoyed the city, so I hope that it will be the same with you. Well, Bergen is very special if it comes to weather, because here we have around 240 days of rain per year, so it's really a lot. Well, the reason is the geographical position of Bergen, because the city is surrounded by 7 mountains, so all the rain accumulates in those over the city, and it rains really a lot. But Norwegians get used to it, and they say that there is not such a thing as bad weather. There are only clothes that you chose in a wrong way. So it's enough to put some good clothes, and then you really don't even notice that it's raining. And actually, if you go around and if you see Norwegian people, you will notice that they don't even use umbrellas, because it's actually pointless. Today, when I left home, I took my umbrella, but I have like a small black umbrella, and I opened it, but after 5 minutes I decided that it's really pointless, so I just put it back in my bag, and I said, okay, never mind, whatever. I will be wet anyway at the end of the day, so.
Even the school kids were out too.
Yeah. They really don't care. And well, the children, when they are either in the kindergarten or at school, when they have some sport classes, some activities, they go outside anyway. So they don't really mind. And the children in kindergarten, they all have their special uniforms and shoes that they can use for the rain. So you can see them outside, like very well prepared and having fun under the rain. It's not a problem.
So how many days out of the year since you've been?
Around 240 days per year. But then it all depends. It changes a little bit every year. For instance, this year is very particular. It started raining yesterday, and today it's raining from the morning non-stop. But before, for around 3 weeks, we had amazing, beautiful weather, only sunny days, not even a drop of rain. So it was a very particular period in Bergen. Really, everyone was outside in the park, taking sun, enjoying every minute of the sunshine. But well, it finished. People say that Norwegian summer is already gone, it's finished, and now we will have only the rain. Well, we will see. We are still in June, so we have some time to go in summer. We will see. Well, if it comes to snow in Bergen, still this region is very particular, the city is very particular. If we talk about the weather, in the winter we don't have so much snow here. Yeah, it can snow, but then it melts quite quickly, and mostly it rains. I mean, there might be some snow, but not a lot of it. But for instance, the region where you were 2 days ago in Flom and in Voss, that's the region where you can find a lot of snow in the winter. And the temperatures in the winter are not so low anyway. So I mean, maybe I will tell you my story so then you can understand better. I'm not Norwegian. I'm from Poland, and I came here a couple of years ago to make some experience, to have this job, because I like being a tour leader, a tour guide. So I just came here and I stayed the first summer in 2014 it was, I think. And I really enjoyed the summer. The summer was beautiful, not raining so much. But then October and November came, and it was raining all the time, and it was very dark and kind of depressing. So I said that it's not the place for me for the autumn and for the winter. So I came back to Poland and I was doing some other jobs. But then again in April I thought, well, Norway is beautiful, Norway is amazing, I need to go back. And that's my story. I'm just coming back every summer and working here, and I'm enjoying very much this beautiful city. And then one winter I decided to go to Norway, but not to Bergen, because I knew that I wouldn't find a lot of snow here. I wanted to ski a little bit because I started skiing a couple of years ago. So I chose one beautiful place around 100 kilometers north from Oslo, and I was staying there for the winter season. But then it's very different from Bergen, because then you have the snow, you have your ski resorts, and it's not so depressing as the rain and the darkness here. Of course, in the winter, in all the country, you don't have a lot of hours of sunlight. Just on the opposite, you have like just a couple of hours with the sunlight. So really, I mean, Norway is not it's not the country for everyone, I would say. You need to really understand if you like the conditions, the weather, the rain, or you can just get used to it. But still, geographically, and if we talk about the nature, you have already seen it. You have already seen a part of Norway, so I think we can agree on this, that the country is extremely beautiful. So first we are doing around in the suburbs of Bergen. We will go to the center in a couple of minutes. First we are going by bus. We will do also a panoramic tour in the center, so then we don't have to walk so much. And then we will go to Fløyen to take the funicular up to the mountain Fløyen. It's around 320 meters high. We will go up with the funicular. We will have some free time there. Hopefully we will see something. In the morning I went there with my group, and actually it was not so cloudy, so you could still seen some nice view. Of course, it's not the best one today without the sun, but still it might be beautiful. So let's hope that it will not be too cloudy and we can still see sun. And then in Fløyen we will have a couple of minutes of free time, so you can take a cup of coffee, hot chocolate, whatever you like. There is a cafeteria, there is a souvenir shop, there are the restrooms, so everything that you need. And after that we will take the funicular down, and we will walk to the fish market. So we will see the fish market. You will have some sometime there as well to taste some seafood. And then after that we will take the bus, and the bus will take us to another part of the city, to Bryggen, which is the most important part of the city and the main attraction of Bergen. Bryggen is on the UNESCO list. It's a part of the city in which the German merchants used to live and work for around 4 centuries. And now this part of the city is on the UNESCO list. And after that we will take the bus again, and the bus and our driver Sławek will take us back to the pier. Of course, if somebody wants to stay in the city, you are more than welcome to do it, but you need to remember that you have to be at the ship at latest at 5 o'clock today, right? First it was 4:30, but then they extended the time till 5 o'clock. And then from the center I will explain you how to go back to the pier. It's very close, but of course we will provide you the transport with our bus. So Bergen is the second largest city of Norway. It has 270,000 inhabitants, and it's the second biggest one after the capital, after Oslo. You should remember that Norway has only around 5 million inhabitants, so the big cities, of course, the amount of inhabitants, the number is not so high. Usually you can see Bergen, the second biggest one, has only 270,000 inhabitants. Oslo? Oslo is, let me think, more than around 1 million with all the suburbs. And Bergen is beautifully situated on the inlets of the North Sea, which we can see on our right hand side all the time now driving down the street. And the city was founded in 1070 by the king Olaf III, Olaf Skyrre. And soon after that, Bergen became the largest city of medieval Norway. And the city became an establishment of the Hanseatic League of the German merchants in the 14th century. And the German merchants stayed there for about 4 centuries in the center of Bergen. And the houses in Bergen were always built in wood, so that was quite dangerous. And in fact, in the history of the city, there have been many fires, and the biggest one was in 1702, and it destroyed almost the whole city, and then it has been all rebuilt. So that was a big problem in the Bergen's history.
Sorry?
There was a big fire in Alexandria.
Yes, yeah. No, it's
They rebuilt Bergen in wood.
sorry.
They rebuilt Bergen in wood.
In wood, yeah.
They rebuilt it.
Yeah, but after the fires, they have always been some new regulations about concerning the construction and the, for example, the sizes of the squares of the markets, and also yeah, there was one big fire in 1950s, and after that fire. The city decided that the buildings in the center of the city couldn't be higher than two levels. So they started to rebuild the city with certain regulations and laws, which of course helped to prevent new fires. I think that it's raining more and more. So let's really appreciate that we are on the bus. But actually people say that if you come to Bergen and you see the city with the sun, it's like not being in Bergen at all. So this is the real Bergen. So that's why we should really appreciate that it's raining today.
School close year round, you go to the next. They have something.
And today Bergen is a very fast-growing modern city with one of Europe's largest harbors, and it's the second largest city of Norway, as we have already learned. And it's also called Gateway to the Fjords. Because from here you can take some beautiful trips, some beautiful tours to the fjords. Close to Bergen there are two wonderful fjords. One is called Hardangerfjord and the other one is Sognefjord. And Hardangerfjord is called the Queen of the Fjords because in this period, in May, in the second part of May, at the beginning of June, you can see all the flowers blossoming, all the trees becoming green and beautiful. So because of all those spectacular colors, the fjord is called the Queen of the Fjords. And there is also another fjord, Sognefjord, which is the King of the Fjords, because this is the biggest and the longest fjord in Norway. It has 204 kilometers. So a lot of people who come to Bergen, of course they enjoy the center, they visit the fish market, Fløyen, Bryggen, all the attractions that we will see today. But this is also a good spot to start your trips and see some fjords around Bergen. Bergen is surrounded by 7 mountains. Today we will see one of them, Fløyen. The highest mountain in Bergen is called Ulriken, and it's around 640 meters high. And there is also a cable car that can take you to the top of Ulriken. But today we are going to Fløyen, and we will be taking a funicular up to the top. And now we will be going back to the center of the city. Now we will pass through the area which is called Sandviken. You will see it in a while on your left-hand side. Right now you can see some modern buildings, some modern apartments on your left-hand side.
Ja tak patrzę na ten plan, co tu jest zawarte, nie?
So now we'll be passing through Sandviken. Look at those beautiful white houses on your right hand side and left hand side. The Norwegians are very patriotic as well. You can see that there are a lot of Norwegian flags everywhere. Especially they put out all the flags on the 17th of May, which is the day when they celebrate the Constitution. They established their first Constitution in 1814 on the 17th of May, and this is the most important day and the most important celebration during the year. Of course, nobody is working that day. Everyone is putting their national costume, which is called bunad. It's really beautiful, and everyone is going out, and there are some parades. Everyone is participating, children, adults, everyone. And then they are celebrating the whole day long, going out to the restaurants, having fun. There are many concerts, many events. So if you come back to Norway, take it into consideration and visit the country in May, because seeing the 17th of May and seeing how people celebrate this day is really amazing. And now on your right hand side, your beautiful cruise ship. on your left hand side you can see Kiwi. This is one of the supermarkets in Norway. Maybe you have seen it around already. It's open from Monday to Saturday. On Sunday it's always closed. Now on your right hand side you can see the St. Mary's Church. This is the oldest building in Norway. It was built in the 12th century. As you can see, it is made of stone, so it survived all the fires. Of course it was destroyed a little bit, but never completely destroyed. And it's a two-towered and three-naved church. Very beautiful inside. It's open for the tourists. The entrance costs around 50 kroner. But it's really worth visiting it. And now on our right hand side you can see a part of the city that we will visit a little bit later on. It's Bryggen. So the houses where the German merchants used to live and work for around 4 centuries in Bergen. But now we are just looking at it from the opposite side. We will go in front of the houses later on, so you will see them properly, and we will have also a short walk inside. On your left hand side you can see the Flybanen station. We will come back here in a while, and we will take the funicular from this station, from this white station on your left hand side. We will go up there with the funicular. And usually in the summer, in the high season, which has actually started already, there's always a very long queue to take the funicular. Of course today I think it's because of the weather conditions, because there are anyway 2 cruise ships in the city, so there are a lot of tourists around. But in a sunny day you have to wait at least half an hour to take the funicular. So today, from this point of view, we are quite happy, quite lucky.
Jeszcze nie wiem, dlaczego taka kolejka.
Spokojnie.
najlepsza taka sytuacja na egzaminie na prawie jazdy. Czas leci, egzamin zaliczony. Dlatego. Zbyt uczciwie. Trzeba się na chwilę włączyć. To nie ma problemu. To ja cię podwiozę cię, no. Nie ma problemu.
Wziąłem sobie suche rzeczy, później idę do restauracji, mam jeszcze jedną pracę. Muszę sobie wziąć aż spodnie.
Na restaurację.
Wiesz co? No, otworzyliśmy restaurację, naprawdę włoska restauracja to jest. Tutaj na Spusty Rynek, w centrum. Nazywa się Villani. No i otworzyliśmy 2 dni temu. Dzisiaj jest 3 dzień. Podobno walczyli z tym atrakcją od 2 lat, też jakiś sposób tylko wiesz, o to chodzi, że to jest po prostu jeden z tych domów zaadaptowany na restaurację, dlatego mieli tyle problemów z tymi wszystkimi pozwoleniami, plus pozwolenia na alkohol, co też jest tutaj to zdobycia, a tam jest wiesz, mnóstwo wina, setki tych butelek, więc w zasadzie wiesz, ja miałam podpisany kontrakt z tą restauracją na 1 maja. No, otworzyliśmy 2 dni temu, więc to była taka praca. No przyjdź dzisiaj, no dzisiaj jednak nie, no dzisiaj też przyjdź. A jak przychodziłam, no to na przykład sprzątania, coś takiego przygotowania.
Ale to ci płacili za to, nie?
No jeszcze nie zobaczyłam ani pół korony, za 15 mam złotych. Więc zobaczyłam. Na Facebooku to ma być żadnego ogłoszenia nigdzie. Więc po prostu przychodzi
So this is a little bit of Norwegian traffic.
Oni się ruszają, ruchy w smolu. A, bo tam jest ten, ludziom się podoba. Kamera zatkany i wylewa się na ten. Tutaj włoska restauracja ze względu na to, że włoski znasz, tak? To znajomo.
W tamtym sezonie też pracowałam, miałam jakieś parę godzin w jakiejś tam restauracji. No a obowiązki nie było dla nich wymagania. Ucieszyli się, że znam polskiego. W kuchni połowa kucharzy to są Włosi, więc też do takiego naszego wewnętrznego kontaktu nie ma. No i że to nie było fajne, że znam polskiego. Ale norweski w ogóle nie mógł wymagania, że powiedziałam, że nie wiem.
To mi nie przeszkadzało.
Goście sobie nie powiedział, że to nie jest żaden problem. Wiesz, tam to jest też takie miejsce, gdzie będzie pewna jakby grupa ludzi zainteresowanych, w sensie ludzi, którzy nie wiem, chcą przyjść na picie dobrego wina, więc to są ludzie tacy nieprzypadkowi, więc oni gdzieś tam mówią, że są
Ladies and gentlemen, now if you look on your right hand side, you can see the fish market. There are two parts of the fish market, outdoor part and indoor part. So this one here is an outdoor part of your right hand side, and then if you have a look, you can see this glass building over there with a letter I. It's a tourist information office, and there at the ground floor there is an indoor part of the fish market. But we will explore it a little bit later, because we will walk to fish market later on after taking the funicular, and we will have some free time here. And now if you look on your right hand side, you can see the beautiful view of Bryggen. So Bryggen is are those colorful houses that you can see on your right hand side.
Zatrzymujemy się na tym poziomie. Nie, w zasadzie nie jedziemy.
And now we are entering the part of the city that has been rebuilt almost completely in the 1940s. In 1944 there has been a big explosion of one German ship that came to Bergen, and it was full of explosive material, and it all exploded in 1944, and in fact this part of the city was all destroyed. And then they rebuilt it all, so you can see that those buildings here are quite modern. Bergen is a city that has a very lively cultural life with its own opera and theater that now we are going to see in a while. And there are many festivals taking place in Bergen. Right now there is a Bergen Fest taking place in the city. It's one of the biggest and the most famous festivals of the year. There are many concerts with many artists every day. Yesterday there was a big concert of Nick Cave. So Bergen Fest is one of the biggest festivals, and there's another festival taking place right now. It's the Bergen Wood Festival. Maybe you noticed before when we were taking a look at the Bryggen, just in front of the wooden houses there were some wooden constructions, and those constructions have been prepared for this wood festival, and the topic this year is climate changes. And the purpose of the festival is to encourage the developers, businessmen and everyone to use more wood in the constructions. There's also one more very interesting event every year. It's called Seven Mountains Hike and Four Mountains Hike, and it's an event taking place every year at the end of May. So basically everyone can participate, and if you choose to do the Seven Mountain Hike, it means that you have to go up to all the 7 mountains of Bergen, and if you're participating at 4 mountain hike, you are just going up to four mountains. And there's one meeting point in the morning, and everyone comes there, and there are a lot of buses that takes you to the first mountain, but that's all. From there you have to walk. So the whole distance is about 35 kilometers if you participate in a 7 mountain hike. And this year there have been around 8,000 participants. So you can imagine how big the event is and how fit are Norwegians. But actually they love outdoor activities. They love going hiking, going to the mountains, spending their time in the nature with their families, with their dogs. Every day you can see them like jogging in the city and hiking in the mountains. And no matter what, if it rains, if it's sunny, they are always very, very active. And in the city there are also a lot of gyms that are open 24 hours per day. So if you want to go and work out at night, it's not a problem. And actually they do. I have one friend, he's Norwegian. He works with me in a restaurant because I have also another job, and when he finishes, he's a bartender, so he works mainly at night, so he finishes at 1, at 2, at 3 o'clock, and usually after work he's going to the gym. Like, it's normal.
Sorry? Oh, it's for the lights. All the cables over top. I was just wondering. Yeah,
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the one bus which is electric bus.
But there is an electric bus.
Yeah, so it's having those using the wires.
Okay, trolley bus.
Yeah, trolley bus, yeah.
And actually, the transportation works perfectly in the city and around, and I would say in the whole country. Here in Bergen, you have buses, you have this electric bus, and then you have also a tram. It's called the Bybanen, and you can take the tram from the center, and it will take you straight to the airport. Before. You could only took you could have only taken the bus to go to the airport. Now you can also take the tram, which is more comfortable and more and it's cheaper as well. But anyway, the prices of the bus tickets are generally quite expensive. If you want to go somewhere, and it doesn't matter if you are taking only one stop or you are taking like the whole road, it costs you the same, and it costs you 37 kroner. To calculate in dollars, in US dollars, you should divide it in 7. So 37 divided per 7 is a bus ticket or a tram ticket. It's all the same. And the monthly ticket costs you 810 kroner. Now take a look on your right hand side. You can see the statue of Henrik Ibsen, the writer, Norwegian writer, very famous in Norway and abroad. And just behind him you can see the theater. This is the National Theater of Norway. It was built in 1850, and actually Henrik Ibsen was one of the first directors of the theater. And nowadays there are many performances and many events happening in the theater. It's a very active part of the city and a very important place where Norwegians and the tourists go every evening.
Does anything go with rails running down the road? City rails running down these tracks?
Here, no, there was before, but not any longer. Just remain the railway.
Okay, I was just wondering.
Yeah, it doesn't go anymore. Mam bardzo znaleźć. To jeszcze fajnie, jakbyśmy zobaczyli Big Holland.
Możesz sprawdzić.
They're saying be quick.
See a slumber like it.
Yeah.
I should have.
Perfect picture. Yeah, that is Bergen. That's why they don't use umbrellas. Oh, I think it's done.
Been down in that clear.
Now it's fine.
Yay!
Good for them.
We should clap.
But it's broken anyway.
Yeah. Look again.
Yeah. It will not last long.
I have one less. I tried. Yeah.
And is this the last day in Norway for you?
Yes.
Yeah, the last one.
Fish market.
And if we went here on our right hand side, we would arrive at another port, another harbor. It's called Jekteviken. So sometimes some cruise ships stop here. And in the high season, Bergen hosts many cruise ships. Sometimes there are even 4 or 5 cruise ships per day. So you can imagine the amount of tourists and the queue to go up to the Fløyen.
Narrow, narrow, they maneuver through it. I have everything in this town straight.
Is there a hospital in downtown Bergen?
Yes, not just here in the center, but yeah, there is one.
If you look on your right hand side, you can see the church. It's called Johanneskirken, the Church of St. John's. It's very particular because of its color and position. And each 17th of May, when Norwegians celebrate their Constitution Day, there is one very nice event. There is a gospel night on the 17th, so it's also a very nice event to participate in.
Grają muzykę gospel, tak? W nocy? Ciekawe, tyle tu jest, to nie byłem już. Może kiedyś się... Idziemy, no nie, jedzie już.
If you take a look now on your left hand side, you will see Grieghallen, which is the opera house of Bergen. This is another important spot of the city. There are many beautiful performances every night in Grieghallen. And the opera has been named after Edvard Grieg. Edvard Grieg was a composer and a musician. He was very famous in Bergen, in Norway, and also abroad. And he used to live in Bergen. He was born in Bergen, and he used to live here with his wife Nina. Nina was a singer, so they were a very nice couple. He was a musician and a composer, and she was a singer. And they used to live not quite in the center of the city, but a little bit outside. And nowadays you can visit their house. Now it's a museum. And there is also a little concert hall. So in the summer there are a lot of nice concerts in that place. In a moment we will also see a statue of Edvard Grieg. I will show you. Actually, Bergen people loved Edvard Grieg not only because of his art, of the music that he composed, but also because of his personality. He was a very humble and very kind man. And there is a story that when he was going to school, when he was a small boy, he didn't want to go to school and study. And he would always go to school without his umbrella. So then he would arrive at school all wet. So the teacher would tell him, "Okay, Edvard, now go home and change." So that was his way to avoid some boring classes. Now on your right hand side you can see the lake. It's called Lille Lungegårdsvann. It's an artificial lake. But another very nice spot to hang out, to take the sun. And on your left hand side, if you look right now on your left hand side, you can see a statue of Edvard Grieg. Some people say that he's very similar in appearance to Albert Einstein. And there's also another interesting fact about him, about Edvard Grieg. When he was having his concerts around Europe and in Norway, he would always have a little frog, a little statue of a frog in his pocket. It was his lucky frog, and each time when he was about to start the concert, he would like take out the frog out of his pocket. He would touch it. It was like a talisman for him. So nowadays, when you visit the museum, the house of Edvard Grieg, you can find this little frog in the house, in the museum. So now we are coming back to the center. On your left hand side you can see the shopping centers, the first one exhibition and the second one galleriet. So these are the biggest shopping malls in the center of the city. And now on your left hand side you can see the main square of Bergen, Torgallmenningen, and at the back there is the church that we have seen before, and the big statue in the center of the square is the seaman's is the statue for the seaman, because of course the history of Bergen is all connected to the sea. And this statue is like an honor to all the seamen of Bergen. And now we are back in the center, so always on your left hand side the fish market. On your right hand side a statue of Holberg. He was a writer, a Norwegian writer. And now we are going to take the funicular. So we will leave the bus, we will go there all together. I have the tickets for you, so I will give you the tickets. Please keep them, because you have to use the ticket twice. You have to scan it first to go up, and then you have to scan it to go back. So please don't use the ticket, that's very important. So we will go up to the mountain. We will have some free time there, so once we arrive at the top of the mountain, we will gather all together and I will give you the timing, okay? And up in the mountain there is a restaurant, there is a cafeteria, there is a souvenir shop, there are the restrooms, and there is also a big nice statue of the troll, so you can take some nice photo with the troll. And just to remind you, we are the group number 14, so please keep your stickers visible, and I will have always the lollipop with number 14, so that way we will not lose anyone.
Wózek, nie?
Tak, wózek. Czyli ja będę dzwonić.
Dobra.
I będziemy się spotykać.
Yes, we are going back to the bus later on, so if you want you can leave something on the bus. We will be back.
Yes.
Go to your left. Mom, go to your left.
No, dzwoniłeś, nie mogłem wcześniej odebrać, bo z ludźmi jechałem. No, no to co tam słychać? No tutaj też leje. O, to co w końcu w Oslo zostaniesz, ty? No, no to tak jak Bergen. No. Tam będzie, Rafał, tam będzie mniej jazdy. Nie, ale ja ci mówię, że tam będzie mniej jazdy i mniej zarobisz wtedy w tych mniejszych dziurach. Aha, no to dobrze. No. No i dobrze, no. Tam jest w Oslo, ja ci powiem, z tych wszystkich sightseeingów, to mi najbardziej się podoba ta trasa w Oslo. Bo ona jest długa, tam 1,5 godziny jedno kółko. O, stoją 2 busy HMK. Tutaj no. No tak, bo to wiesz. Także no ale to przecież ja nie mam w tym. A kobieta ci nie może wysłać jej listem? O. No tak. A dał ci ten kontrakt? Aha. A, bo on specjalnie tak pisze, żebyś się później nie upominał, że mu nie zapłaciłeś tych, tak jak kiedyś. To dużo jest jeżdżenia. No ale mówisz, że 4 dni wolnego jest pod rząd, tak? No tak. Nie, no to dobrze, wiesz, na początek abyś trochę się wdrożył w to, miał wszystkie dokumenty, a później dalej można coś myśleć, no zawsze. Nie, no zgadza się. Nie, tylko... Nie, no zgadza się. A to też tak może być. No. No i dobrze, trzymaj się na razie tu, rozwijaj się do przodu i to jest najważniejsze, no. No widzi, to, a może ona się już wreszcie nauczy, że nie powinna takich numerów robić. Bo jak się nie nauczy, to... No. No, no. No, jest na legalu i widzisz, robią co chcą. No a jak? Musimy się w ogóle kiedyś spotkać i to przejrzeć jeszcze raz od początku jakoś. Żeby, wiesz... A no tak. No to dobrze.